Box and whisker plots. Now, we've seen this before, I'm sure, in Year 10. Box and whisker plots display the 5-point summary of a data set. Now, you would have learnt about that last lesson. Does anyone remember what the 5-point summary is? Median. What's on either side of the median? Q1 and Q2, the lower quartile and the upper quartile. What's on the very ends? Minimum value and the maximum value. Lower quartile is like a line, median's a line, upper quartile's a line, and then they make a box. And then, now the lower extreme or the minimum value or the lowest score, however you want to call it, usually it's just a dot, but technically I've seen it done as a line before, as long as you don't join it in like a box. And then like the whisker is drawn straight, so you definitely need a ruler for this. So if you were to do it in a test, you would need a ruler. And the upper extreme's up here with a line. Now, what's interesting about box and whisker plot, and it says it underneath, the box represents 50% of the data, each whisker represents 25. So in other words, from like here to here, oops, it's a little bit too long, that's 50% of the data. So 50% of the data lies between that looks like 51 to 87 or something. I'm guessing what the quartile 1 and quartile 3 are. Does that sound right? And then 25%, is here. Thank you. And 25% is here. Even though the upper whisker looks a lot shorter than the lower whisker. How could that be? What does that mean? If the same amount of data are in each of those whiskers and yet one's so much shorter than the other. Here they're more spread out, whereas here they're really bunched up, but it's still the same amount. Same amount of scores, but the values are closer together. Is that okay? Cool. Okay, now, and so girls, if I asked you approximately what value are 75% of the scores below, what would be your guess? Or where would you look to find the answer of that? So we're looking here at Q3 because if that's 25 and that's 50, altogether is 75% is below. Does that make sense? And I think Sabine said it was about 87. I think that's a pretty good estimate for this particular quartile. Boxplot, sorry. But I think in an exam, generally, it's on like a grid, so it's a lot easier to read. For the following data, find the 5-point summary, construct a box plot, find the interquartile range, and find the percentage of data values above 4. Okay, one thing at a time. What do I need to do to find the 5-point summary? Put the data in order. So let's do that first. All right, so A, we're going to find the 5-point summary. Tell me one thing from the 5-point summary that you know now or that you can figure out easily now at this stage. Min value or lower extreme, whatever you want to call it. So let's call it min value. What is that? Beautiful. And what's something else you know? Max value. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to try and do them in order just to make it easier for me to read. Okay. Max value is 9. What else can you figure out? The median, okay. Do you know what it is? Does anyone here know what it is? My guess is it's going to be 6, but I might just check. So, first of all, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 data points. So I think the middle is the 6th score. Does that make sense? Because there'll be 5 on either side, and that makes 11. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, there it is. It's the 6th score, which happens to be 6. So you can write it as median or even Q2. All right, what else do we need to find? Q1 or lower quartile. You write it either way you like. Q1 is fine. Does anyone know what that is? 4, I agree, because there's 5 scores here. And do you remember in my video when I said don't include the median? when you work this out. Stay below the median. And that happened, the middle score is 4, you're right. So then what's Q3? 8, I agree with you. Beautiful. Okay, so we're done A. B, construct a box plot. Now, I did not give you a grid, so let's just do the best we can. I'm going to grab my version of a ruler and try to make it, you can't see it though, but try to make it like every half a centimetre, every centimetre is a 1. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to draw my line. And I need to go up to 3, from 3 to 9. So I might even make, and you can even go from 2 to 10. It's up to you. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice I've gone from 2 to 10. That was just a choice, didn't really have to. But girls, you should put every number from the whatever you choose, 3 to 9 or 2 to 10, even if they don't appear in the data set. So it's to scale. Okay, so median. That was 6, so I might do a line there. Lower quartile, so a line somewhere there. I might neaten it up later. Where's the upper quartile? 8, beautiful. Where's the minimum value? 3. The upper value? Okay, so now I'm going to grab my ruler and do nice straight lines to join everything up. Because the scale helps us see the kind of shape of the data, the skewness. C, find the interquartile range. Technically, we could have done that without the box plot, but, you know, we're just going to do it anyway. So I'm going to do baby C over here, if you don't mind. Interquartile range. Can anyone help me out? What do I do? Exactly. So in this case, it's 8 minus 4, which is 4. Beautiful. Now, the percentage of data values above 4. So 4 is here. So it happens to be this value here. So, hands up. What percentage of values are above the value there on the quartile 1? So D, we think 75%. We can use a cumulative frequency graph to look up the quartiles of the data. Remember, the median is the 50% mark. Q1 is 25%, so it's at 25%, and Q3 is at 75%. That should be a 3. Everyone okay? All right, now, so what does that mean? It means I look at my data and I find the 25% mark. I can go across, hit the ogive, or I don't know what it's really called, ogive, ogive, whatever. Go up to the line, go down, and wherever I end up, that's the Q1. That's the lower quartile. Does that make sense? I might do another color. So if I want to find the median, here is the median. I go across, I hit my line here, go down. Oh, look, I'm in 20, the 20 column, therefore my median is 20. Does that make sense? The median is 20. Q1 is 15. And Q3, watch this again. Oh, I'm in 25. So that's how that works. You could estimate between, but because this column really, now, here's the thing. Because the whole column is for the 20s, like just for 20, I would say it's 20. But if it was grouped data, that's a different story, because one column is for a whole group, and then I would estimate it between the values. I might show you an example of that, but first, so the cumulative frequency of a score is equal to the sum of the frequencies of that score and the frequency of all the scores below it, but we've talked about that before.